welcome to Let's Talk About It with Xavia Fox, and we are live with the live audience. Let's make a little noise, live audience. Woo! All right. Yeah, we're going to have a good time tonight. If you are, or today, it's actually afternoon. So if you are watching via the live stream, make sure that you subscribe to whatever platform you are on right now, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify. We're on all the platforms, so make sure that you subscribe so that you get notifications when any of our other very wonderful shows are going live. Today, this is Dating, Relationships, and Sex Uncensored. And I know that the panel has brought some very interesting topics. And y'all two can't wait.
I got one that covered it all. No,
he's like over there hopping around in his seat. He just can't wait. But we want to say happy birthday to y'all two.
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
it was 21 on July 3rd. I'm finally an adult.
Crabby cancer. It makes total sense now.
Crabby.
I mean, a cancer.
Yeah.
Crabby delicious.
Are you a cancer too?
No.
Oh.
No.
Because you was like crabby.
Defending crabby.
Yeah, I cancer.
No, that's the women, not the men.
I will not date a cancer. That is out of the question.
God bless you.
Well,
I do have some friends that are cancers.
Oh, God.
But then I have some friends that are cancers that I got rid of,
So
too.
y'all really convinced? The Zodiac really, y'all think
I'm
it just
absolutely
applies
into
across
it.
the board?
I'm absolutely into it because, you know what,
I see.
I see so many similarities in you cancer people.
God
and
bless.
it's really hard for a Leo to deal with.
Oh, that's why. Okay, I'm surrounded by weirdo Leos.
Whatever.
Yeah, two of my best friends, my son, my niece. I'm surrounded by.
So you know what?
Yeah, two fire signs.
Today,
hard-headed.
we're gonna let the lady go first.
No, I'm just kidding. They're not ready. They're not ready.
What you talking about the ladies? You talking about there?
We got to give the people what they want.
That's
Got
plural.
to give the people.
Well, Gina, they want Gina.
Give the people what they
Hey.
want.
Hey. Okay, they want all of this. So, you know you want all of this. I would love to create these conversations myself because then I could always control them, right? But the reality is that I have had in the last just a couple of weeks, because I guess we were getting ready for what's the house picnic next week, and then this weekend was
The house picnic is next week?
yes, but what's this weekend?
Y'all had the white
Lord
party.
have mercy.
4th of July.
4th of July
Oh,
weekend.
4th of July.
Nobody helped me out because 4th of July was just gone. Did we not just talk about things blinking on us? Anyway, we're talking about sex and you know, as we're ramping up and who's going to be
Fireworks.
seeing each other and who's doing what. But the vaginal dryness, I'm talking to women over a certain age. And so the conversations keep calling. I mean, literally having conversations like, is there anything else you recommend? So I had to pull one of the OBGYNs, you know, I pulled from where one of the conversations she did with us. So I just pulled up the Candid Conversation and listened to a couple of things, you know, just to be able to give them that. But I have to be honest, like we have to have those conversations because there are some times that our partners can make us feel like, oh, they still have it, but we don't. And the reality is they have a little help sometimes.
From the gas station?
Hopefully it's not the gas station because I just don't know what they're getting at the corner store, at the gas station. But
Them gas station pills will kill you. You better watch it.
Yes. And it makes people feel like, well, maybe I'm not attracted to him and maybe he's not doing it for me, and we start blaming each other. But the reality is physiologically we're all getting older. And as we get older, the thinning, the vaginal wall thins, right? And as it thins, it's painful. It can be painful, right? And the dryness can come with a couple of different things. It's our diet, it's our age.
So
it's
grateful
menopause,
I'm holistic.
it's
I don't have that going on.
post-menopause, all of those things, right? So because that came up, I said, well, I have to make sure we touch on that this Sunday on the Xavia. Let's talk about it with Xavia Fox, right? And they were like, well, don't be saying my business. I said, baby, if you were the only one who called me, then it would be your business.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the only person we've had this conversation about, it would be your business, right? But I do want to ask the men, I do want to have this conversation. Have you had anyone identify that they're having the vaginal dryness, or that, you know, you just keep the lube, you up the lube game?
So I haven't had that experience personally, but a woman on social media told me.
No.
I do. I date women my age, so They going through menopause and everything else.
Absolutely.
But God bless. But a woman online told me that any woman over 45 that I have had sex with or having sex with is using lube and not getting wet naturally. And I was just...
That's not true.
I couldn't believe it. Right. I'm debating like, not me.
Right.
That's not true.
I know I got her moist
So
like that.
I'm not a doctor.
I
I'm not
got
a
it.
scientist, but I recommend being with somebody who makes your heart race a little bit, and then you'll really know whether or not it's vaginal dryness or you're just not turned on by the person
Well, I don't
that you're with.
Well,
I think there
just-
is a natural thing that does take place for some women. You know, it's
nothing is
painted.
absolute.
It's painted
Nothing
as
is
like
ever-
everyone, and you know, it's really about how you've taken care of your health over the time, because a
hydrate.
lot of and
So
how
true.
hydrated you are as well. You can't get moist if you ain't got no moisture, right?
mean,
But you dehydrated, everything gonna be dry, right? But it depends on how you've taken care of yourself over time. So I am a woman of a certain age, right? And so, hey girl, and so, but I'm holistic. So I don't do Western medicines, you know, because that's a chemical thing. And it does different things to your body. It stops some things from doing what they're supposed to do. I know this for a fact at this point because I've been doing this since I was 18 and old enough to control my own health and what I ate and all that other kind of good stuff. Of course, I've learned as I've grown over the years. I learned different stuff. You know, I learned about the hydrogenated oils. I've just learned a lot of stuff over the years. So I continue to improve. And so when I went through menopause, because I went through it already, I'm done with that. I don't have no week that I got to take off. I could do it the whole time, right? And I still have that same sex drive I had in my 20s. So I am convinced that it is definitely Western meds, and when you're putting all those chemicals in your body, it changes the whole way that your body works. I know women who have gone through it and they had a hellacious time, from the mood swings to the weight gain to just it's horrible for some women. Your blood pressure and everything just goes haywire. And yes, I'm not a supporter of Western medicine at all, but I do believe however you take care of your body, that will affect all of that. I went through menopause. I did have a few hot flashes. I got a really funny story, but
It's on fire.
I did have a few hot flashes, but everything else, I don't have those issues.
Well, we know most of the conversations do not apply to you. We get that part.
That's
But
not true.
I'm going to tell you this. No, really.
I've been through
But when
heartbreak,
he
and I've been
said
through all that stuff.
That one time.
Twice.
Anyway.
Twice.
He done had 1,000 dates. Do you know how many first dates? Do you know how many hearts he has broken? But no, what I will say, when the woman
I
said
might have
that
broken
about no one over 45 is doing that, right? That's, first of all, nothing's an absolute.
Right.
Although she's pretty darn close,
What?
right? And it has nothing to do with my attraction to you, right? It really and truly is physiological, and it does come with all of those other things, you know. Definitely
Nothing to do?
Well,
it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do. If I'm going to be in bed with you, then I'm somewhat attracted to you.
Or his wallet. So
Well,
a lot of women,
got
a lot of women are on that wallet right now.
Sometimes
Right?
you're
I've-
attracted, but there's levels to attraction. I'm gonna just say that.
I've actually dated 3 women who I think has had that issue. One was as young as she was about 24, 25.
Whoa.
She
24.
wasn't into you.
Yeah.
She just wasn't that into.
No,
'Cause it just
Gina,
At 24,
now,
we
Gina,
just-
Gina,
just
you're
run it
contradicting
down your
previous
leg at
statement,
24.
Gina.
you know that's a good line though. You're just it
so
just flows,
the
baby.
one,
it does not.
how about you let me speak?
I tried.
Uh-oh.
I can, right?
Uh-oh.
So
might try it.
the person who
I
was
probably won't, though,
24,
but I will.
when we was messing around, she was like, you know, reach into the drawer over there. There's some lube because you won't be able to get it in otherwise.
Wow.
That's how.
So she was prepared
Yeah,
for
so
it.
she was already prepared for it. She was, and I remember she was about 2 years out of college.
Well,
and so she was like, and so that's how it was. We messed around, you know. Then as soon as it was I'm getting my condom. I'm also reaching for the lube up, whatever. I never talked to her about it. I just assumed, you know, that was just something with her or whatever.
so that's not a
It was-
deterrent. That wasn't a deterrent
water
for you
based.
that she couldn't get wet.
relationship. I still came. I mean,
So,
And,
I still,
you had a
and she
condom
was,
on, right?
and she
Yeah.
was right, and she
And
was
the
able to
condom
come.
Didn't have
So
enough of the lube, right? So when you said she was 24, and I'm saying this is a while ago, we had minoxidil 9 in the lube back then. We stopped putting it in it's been about 20 years now that we stopped putting those chemicals in. But now you can use any of the lubrication when you're having sex. But thank you for that. Really, all kidding aside, thank you for the 24-year-old. Because
Right.
it's true, it does not happen for everybody. And that's just the joke that just because you're 24, you're automatically, wet.
Right.
Not necessarily. And she still was into
I think O'Kara has another part.
The
to
other
say.
person, she was probably in her late 30s.
Wow.
Yeah, she was in her late 30s. One night we was on some meet at a bar, grown stuff, right? And we messed around, this, that, and the other. She said the same thing. She went. You know what? Actually, we started, but I guess it seemed like her issue was she couldn't maintain witness. So at a certain point, she reached into the thing, got her lube, put it on, and
Well,
we
at a certain
continued.
point,
She
all
said you was
of
taking
us,
too long.
If
No,
we
it
going
was-
for an
but that
hour,
was- no,
hour and a
but that was-
half,
no, it
we all
wasn't-
might need a little lube.
No, but it wasn't like an hour. It wasn't like an hour and a half.
I know,
Like
those
it was
days,
just
we got
it
time.
was just a thing. She
I'm gonna
seemed
make some
prepared
time
for it or whatever.
if he can hang.
And then the other
But
one,
can I just go back to this one though, right quick? So again, somebody who knows her body, right? Because what we're missing is that it's physiological. Sometimes it happens with stress. It does happen with us not being hydrated enough, right? So there's so many other things that come with it. But I just appreciate them knowing their bodies and looking for lube, preferably. I'm sure because you didn't discuss any breakage of the condom, so you were using
Right.
water-based lube, salt and
whatever
But I
lube
will-
they
But I
had,
will say this. I just want-
whatever it was.
I want to say this. I'm so grateful that you said it and acknowledged that it was still vaginal sex, because there are times when you say lube and men are like, oh, we're about to have anal.
Oh no.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
And because in some people's heads, like
I don't need no
clearly-
lube for that. No.
You're right.
Oh my God.
We
Okay.
talk about vaginal tearing.
you out here-
about rectal tearing, right?
You out here
Hence the
ripping them, huh?
reason-
No, see, some people
Hence
get
the
wet
reason-
everywhere.
You got it. What I'm saying. Hence the reason
That's
that
the whole
is a
topic.
higher way
No,
of
it is.
contracting and passing HIV, because there are tears in the anal, because that
Woo.
anal thing is even thinner,
Woo.
right? It's even thinner than the vaginal walls. The vaginal walls can stretch and contract and do all of that. So no, thank you for that. But I just appreciate you with the two different women. I'm going to let you get to the third, though, that we do recognize if we say I need a little lube, does not mean we're about to have anal sex.
Okay.
Oh,
the
shit.
other person, she didn't really need lube. It was just more of it took her longer kind of thing. And so, you as a guy, you always kind of think, okay, you just not attracted to me, that, or whatever, I'm not turning you on or whatever. But through conversation,
You found
I
out.
found out that's just the way it was. It just takes her a little bit
And
more
how
to
she reaches orgasm, right? Because
Yeah.
some women
Question,
have
Gina.
it vaginally, others have it through the clitoris.
right.
So, I know you were saying it's physiological, right? But how much of it is psychological? And is there any way to track that? Is there any data on that? Because some people just aren't comfortable and haven't gotten to a place. So you're like talking about people knowing their bodies, and part of me wondered if the problem was that they don't
So many people don't know their bodies.
know their bodies.
You know the number of young people who are having sex, when you ask them, like just a simple survey, how many holes do you have that you can have sex in? And they don't, right? And I go, wait a minute, how many holes? Like, they don't recognize the number of holes, right? And so
There's
they're-
3, right? Because if you gonna put it anywhere else,
No, it's nostrils, ears.
you think that does
underarms,
not fit there.
between the breasts.
You got the mouth,
Not a hole.
the vagina,
And the anus.
and the anus.
and your ears.
You cannot put it in your ear
and your nostril. These are
We're
holes.
just looking at holes. We're looking
that
at
you
holes.
can have sex
But you
with.
cannot have sex in. So you're absolutely right when you say 3, right?
You can't
How many
stick it
for
in.
men?
Well, I'm not interested in none of they holes. I'm not trying to put
How many
nothing in the
holes
hole.
Can men have sex with?
Men have 0
One.
holes.
I'm not
to have
interested
sex
in
with.
any
I
of their
guess two.
holes.
Just the one.
They got the mouth.
one.
Insert, right?
We can insert
I guess-
our
Wait,
clitoris.
time out. I'm
We
about to say,
can
I guess.
insert our vagina
Yeah,
in
I'm
their
like-
mouth.
So no, that's exactly it. But see, you see how we are all doing this. We talk about sex regularly, and everybody's counting and recounting. And wait. I guess I'm thinking.
How,
I think
did you have the number right? Okay, 2
Yeah,
for
it's-
men.
For men.
She said it was 1.
Yes.
But it was
yeah,
two,
So
right.
it's 2. Yeah.
I did say one.
You got to be on the mic to be saying all that, girl.
Some men have sex with men.
Yes, well, we have to make sure.
I
that
don't
we
know the
say
numbers.
That. We do have to make sure that we say that.
She
we
said
had to
most.
change-
Karen, we're going to have to get you together out here. I'm sorry, Gina.
We had to change our questioning years ago, like at the height of the epidemic of HIV, because if you ask men, are they gay, they'd say, absolutely, I'm not gay. But we were identifying that they were steadily having sex rectally, right? So some people say, I'm not gay. I'm having anal sex, but I don't consider myself gay, right? I
We
just
went
needed
what?
to treat.
What?
I just needed to get drugs that night. I was incarcerated. I was in a position for my housing, and so I had to do it, right? So we stopped that and changed it to men who have sex with men because they do not identify as gay. Now we have, again, this is 30 years later, we now have LGBTQ
Plus.
same gender plus. There's a spectrum of how you want to identify.
So you know what? That is interesting. So a man has to pay his rent, and he's in the same situation
Some
as.
people call it Stedman Graham, but go ahead.
Dang.
Oh,
How you
well,
just gonna-
I'm
Well, she was
saying.
about to address the
So
gay
a
thing.
man has to pay his rent. So just like women who are in that situation, they have to pay their rent. The landlord really likes you. He's like, okay, well, we'll waive rent for this month if you let me get a little of that sweet thing,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
So what if your
Called
landlord,
sexual
if it
assault.
is a man and your landlord is gay, and he's like, we'll waive the rent for this month if you let me get a little of that sweet
So it's called
thing.
sexual assault, and I try not to laugh at sexual assault, right? Because,
Coercion.
but assault when they do it, though, right? Like if I push you, even with the coercion, is you trying to get me to do it. Once I do it, though, and it can be done, it can be acknowledged because I wasn't trying to do this anyway. I just needed a place to stay.
Well, once you agree,
Quid pro
No,
quo.
not the same. Not the same.
right?
I'm glad we
Just
saying
because
this.
you
It's going to
agree-
blend right
just
on in.
because you agree doesn't make it right. A woman
It
was
doesn't
raped
make it
in her
right.
home, and she asked the attacker to use
A condom.
That
I
wasn't
remember.
consent, though.
You got it, because he climbed in through her window in the middle of the night.
She didn't say, okay, let's do this. She
If it
said,
was
if
a
you
date,
gonna do
if
this,
she went out on a date
use
with
a
him butt
condom.
naked,
got it.
and then when they got back to the house, she said, I don't want to have sex, and he started forcing it, and she said, well, at least if you're going to rape me, put on a
Absolutely, that's
condom.
sexual
It's
assault.
the same thing.
Because the rape still comes in a different way, right? Rape is a very different kind of legal term. But you're absolutely right. So she was able to say, please use the condom, and they tried to defend. Well, she asked that. No, you came in my house in the middle of the night.
Right, he was gonna do it anyway. So if
Absolutely.
you're gonna do this anyway, please put a condom on, because I
That's
don't
all
want
we
to
ask. That's all
die
we ask. And
just
so that's why
because.
we had to start saying MSM, right? So if you look at anything,
What's
when you're
MSM?
getting-
Yeah,
men
I don't
who
know
have
what-
sex with men.
Oh.
Oh, let me say this too, because we had someone.
Men,
Yeah.
wait. Men who have
sex with men. We asked what kind.
That's-
of
You're not
sex
gay,
you have. Right? We
but
don't
you
ask
have
you
sex
if
with
you're-
men for
You got it. Because
the
we're trying
benefits.
to get to the sexual health of how you're transmitting the virus, right? So we recognize it cannot be transmitted through kissing because the stomach acids will kill it. But it can be transmitted very lightly orally, right? Because if I'm brushing my teeth, anytime there's blood, HIV can connect. Anytime, period. So when we were saying that, though, somebody said, oh, men who sleep with men. Say, not going to let you get away with that, too. You have to have sex with them. Two men, frat brothers sleep together, whatever. People sleep together, all the time. Men who have sex with men, because we had to get to the bottom of, we were thinking, how's this virus spreading so quickly if everybody does not identify as gay? You refuse to say you're gay, but we know the way in which
That's a
you're
little
having sex.
scary.
Yeah, but that was 30 years ago. Now you can take a pill and you don't even have to take
I
it.
know, but you know
don't
what?
care how it
So for those of us women who are single, can you turn my mic up a little bit? I feel like I can't even hear me.
I thought so too.
Yeah, we
But
low
you
over
can hear
here.
us? She said,
Yeah, can you turn
we're
us up a
coming
little
in
bit? Because I
loud.
feel like I can't hear me.
Echo.
Oh, yeah, we're already in the red.
Okay, we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm saying as a single woman,
Mm-hmm.
so now I am not just looking for the gay men. It's not the gay men. There are straight men who have sex with men
Who have had sex with
for the benefit of whatever it
for
is,
whatever reason, right?
to get the drugs. Well, I'm not going to date
The
a
rent,
drug guy,
the drug.
but
whatever,
to get
whatever it is,
his
or
rent.
or
car
where they're
note.
living, right? Some people say I'm gay for pay and gay for stay. Some people, when they
Gay
only
for
have
pay
sex
and
to,
gay for
when
stay.
they only have
Whew.
access to men while incarcerated, they have sex with men. When they are back out and have access to women, they do, right? But that's the thing that keeps me in business. Everybody's
Oh, my
got all
God.
of these hang-ups on the way we have sex, right? We know we're having sex. You said you're all holistic since 18, right?
Yep.
You've got 2 children, so you use the rhythm method
To get my children?
to not make more than 2 children. You were married.
Oh, yeah. Well, and after the second one, I got my tubes tied.
Okay, so you did use Western medicine with that part, right?
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
Other than that,
Yep.
But other than that, I mean, there's some people who only use the rhythm method, right? So to make sure the temperature's right and all of that. But I will say,
temperature's right.
right, your body temperature has to be right. All of that.
No, in my 20s, in my early 20s and stuff, I did take the birth control pills.
Right.
Yep.
So I'm looking at those are the things that when we're looking at it, right? So when she said this about the vaginal dryness, and I was saying, please don't be hard on yourself. It's like, it just hurts. It's painful. That could be something else. So then I always say, please see your gynecologist because there could be something else other than just dryness.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm aware of experiences where women have said that they never had any orgasms prior to a point, and then all of a sudden they're squirting and waterfalls and things are happening, and their conclusion is that
They finally found
their
a man.
the experiences they were having before just
Yeah.
weren't inducing that type of response, and then when they had the right experience, it was inducing that response. And I've bumped into that a lot.
I think there's a
in my
comfort
adult
level
years.
that comes along with sexual experience.
But isn't
Yeah.
orgasm and that's different
Every-
than what she's talking
Yes.
about. though,
True,
isn't it?
Yes,
but
transmission, right, versus orgasm. 'Cause so
same,
many women
same
get
ball,
babies,
same
They
ballpark.
have babies. They contract gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, and HIV, and didn't have an orgasm. So yeah, you're right.
Right.
But no, I get what you're saying. But let me just say this: I think that
Yeah, a
gonna
woman
say some
told
ignorant
me
stuff. I was
she
gonna say
thought
ignorant
menopause
stuff. She thought
dried
she
her
was
up,
great
and then she was
until
like,
she met you, and now all of a sudden
I didn't
it's
say
flowing.
she met me.
No,
I
I'm
said I'm
kidding,
aware of
Of
circumstances.
people.
I counsel people as well.
Right. and she
I'm
met
just
you and all of a
aware.
sudden- No, but that's fair. And it does happen that way. Nothing stays the exact same forever, right?
Right.
There will be times that you just got a lot on your mind. Your partner may not want to or whatever.
Right.
And I said this once and someone took it the wrong way and said, oh, pay attention. I said, if your partner doesn't necessarily want to have sex, it could be stress, could be other things.
Sure.
But he also could have an STI. Because when men have STIs,
Oh.
when you have sexually transmitted infections, y'all show up at the door, fix it, it's burning, it's on fire, right?
Right.
You get treated,
Right.
and then you've already passed it to me.
Mm.
And when I say,
Oh.
when I come up and say, hey, I have chlamydia, I don't have it, you can test me, So I always be like, ask to test the medical records because he got treated at our clinic, a week ago.
Because what women do is they just slip something in a man's drink and have him drink the
Antibiotic
yes.
that is a shot of penicillin that must be submitted intradermally? No.
Yes.
Intramuscular? No. you can't.
Well, listen, whether it worked or not, I know women who have done that.
Okay. Well,
What?
Again, that's another
Yes.
result, right? Because you can't slip me an aspirin in this drink and have me take it.
It might not be. I'm not saying that
No.
alcohol they drink. I'm saying
No, I'm
they'll
saying
they'll
this-
slip it in
this-
a
this
drink.
is
She's saying it's
alcohol.
illegal.
This is-
She's just saying
Ginger
it's
ale.
illegal.
This is
It's
not
assault
alcohol.
if you
This is-
slip
this is
somebody
ginger ale.
any
You
pill
can't give
in
me
they drink.
any medication without my consent. Now, I know people have said it. I've heard those stories too and stuff, right? Oh, just do it. That's just not how we cure chlamydia, gonorrhea, and definitely not syphilis, right? So So it's not a slipping something.
So
in a
syphilis is curable?
So chlamydia, you get a shot.
Absolutely. You'll always test positive for the titers, right? So we can always tell if you've ever been exposed to syphilis. Every time we test you, there's going to be a 1 in 16 titer. But if we start
a titer,
yes, you're gonna. It's the antibody. You're gonna always
Okay.
have that antibody in there, right? It's gonna be a 1 in 4, or really low in something, because you always have that antibody. When you get those high numbers, we're like, nah, that's a new case. That's a new case. Sorry, that's new syphilis, right? So when we're talking about it, though, and which also the vaginal dryness does put you more susceptible to other STIs that you can be, that you can come across. And I would love for us to be able to just talk relationships and gush and love and all that other stuff. But the reality is, we still have 30,000 cases of chlamydia in the city of Chicago, y'all.
Ooh, we.
And I'm like, I just want to be number one. LA County is the only county that's over us. I just want to hit number one and get off the charts. Like, let's beat LA County and be done with it, right? Let's up the cases, or just give me 2 good weeks. Everybody, just 2 good weeks. No unprotected sex. Let us treat everybody and keep it moving, and then we can get rid of those.
Now let's not wish for more cases, okay?
I know,
Let's
I'm
not.
just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm
since
like,
we're
you want to be
2,
number one.
Oh
Right.
no!
I'm just like, what is she talking about?
Lord have
you live in the
mercy.
city. You know you live here, right?
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely,
You-
absolutely.
Since I met Gina, I have never, ever, ever had unprotected sex since I had Gina.
Got you know it out
Especially, so my older
Informed.
daughter, when she was in high school, she did a report on sexually transmitted diseases. She kicked it off. So I really didn't do it unless I'm in a relationship and we know everything is good. But now with
Not
Gina,
everything's good. We've
I'm
updated
just
our-
like, I'm almost paranoid. It's just like when you dating somebody, I'm looking at them like, what's going
But you know
on
what?
with
That's
that?
really and truly, that's because we have all of these doggone stigmas that we put on people, right? If
Don't
we're-
use me as an example. I'm just
I
playing.
if me and y'all two are getting married, right? And we both have had 100. He had 1,000 first dates,
Ooh.
right? We both had 1,000 first dates.
Do you sleep on the
I
first
mean,
day?
we're not even talking about having sex.
I'm a good
We
guy.
both had 1,000 first
That ain't
dates.
got nothing to do with it.
Everybody in the audience will be going, I don't believe she tied him down. About him, they'll be going, I don't believe he's marrying her. She done been out with 1,000 men. They just assumed we had sex, right? And it happens all the time. And I'll even say with sex partners, the sexism just happens with the both of us. The other part is, if we say, oh yeah, I had sex with girls all the time in college and stuff. I was experimenting, right? Women can have sex with girls. Men can't have sex with other men because we're like,
Most of 'em.
No, I said men can.
No, I was talking about the women.
Ability
Most
to.
of them.
Oh yeah, I was just going to say we can, but you all let us. We can do it.
Y'all be
Matter of fact,
kissing
like,
each
can you
other on the
watch?
ground.
Right? All that stuff. But if men identify as having sex with another man, we're like, oh, man, I can't have sex with you. Like, you've been with a man before.
Man, it's things are changing. There's women out here who don't care apparently
About what?
about if a man was out here messes with men. I suppose.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they like
always-
big deal. No big deal.
They've always had that ability in other cultures.
Man, it's a lot of women being beers.
Boy
for gay men.
George said it best on the Joan Rivers show. Well, trying to get him to talk about his sex. He said, I love whomever loves me. And white men have been allowed to have that. That's why they're ahead of the game in everything. Mpox, when we had Mpox to break out, and it was with all the men, PrEP, Mpox, white men, just whatever it happens, we just have a higher rate because we get stuck on all these things. And I will also say the black church is the worst thing to happen to us sometimes, right?
I agree.
The worst thing. Every time you ask me to come out and speak, can you talk to them about abstinence? I said, sure, I'll talk to every child who's born in wedlock. I need only ones born in wedlock. The woman was so serious. She said, what do you mean by that? All the ones whose
flew over her
children
head.
who were born because the parents were married. She said, why do they have to be married? I said, why do they have to be straight? And she said, the Bible. I said, the Bible said you should have babies unless you got without a husband? I said, come on now. I'm just here to say, I need
Hypocrites.
to do public health. I was like, no, I just need to do public health. I'm gonna let your pastor save their souls.
Selective
I'm trying to
outrage.
save their lives. There's no
They're
reason.
hypocritical.
Selective
Yeah, of course.
outrage. for
Yeah.
sure.
So
Oh,
we are we're at 1 minute. So go ahead and wrap up your
That's exact. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Wrap it up.
Woohoo!
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
That's it. You did learn something.
wet it
Go
up.
ahead and wrap it up.
You gotta wet it up.
Wet it up, wrap it up, and up it up. Update your status.
Oh
I
Lord.
do ask everybody all the time. I stay on my test counselors and other people every first Tuesday at our office at 69th and Wabash because we do 6-9 at all time. But anyway.
Oh, Lord.
Every
6-9
night.
at all
And
times.
out all the time.
I don't like
Every-
that.
put
I
it
don't
in
like
a-
69.
Every first
These
Tuesday
saying.
comes at
It's
69th and
overrated.
Wabash.
It's confusing.
We have our-
Especially if he good at what he do. I
She
can't
a rapper.
do nothing else. What I'm gonna do? If he right, one at a time. Let's just take turns.
But I think
68 and I owe you
I
one.
think 69 was something you do when you're young, just to try it, and then you're
Of
like,
course, to say you did it. Because at this
Just to
point,
say
you're
you
like,
did
"Mom,
it."
I can't bend over while you're bent over while
You
No,
said
I
what?
can't focus while you're doing that. If you're doing it right, if you're not
do
doing
they
it
really
right,
still?
you
Okay.
got to be on this thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh.
Absolutely.
We
And
gotta get them over
But then
here.
there's always the 68.
And I
And
owe
I
you
owe you
one.
one.
Do me an
Right.
easy one.
That's what I
No,
need to
thank
do.
you so much for that.
She said that's what I used to do. I can't stand it.
I can't stand
Yeah,
69.
at this point, I need a dedicated service.
Right. I need a dedicated
Lord.
service, and then
I
I'll
need to
give
be
you a
the-
dedicated
I
service.
need to be the only thing you thinking about.
We not doing it at the same time.
Focus.
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 Y'all
focus.
nasty.
I'm just saying.
I know.
I'm
And I
just
really
saying.
want y'all to give me something else to
Undivided
have to talk about.
attention.
No, something else to talk about. But
saved.
unfortunately, we still got new cases.
That is
Still-
wild. Gina,
is
because you know
good.
I always like for you to give out that website. In Chicago, y'all know there's a website where you can go to
AIDS
find
View.
out where the
I call
diseases
it my
are.
dating, I call it my dating website. So you can go to cityofchicago.gov. I'm sorry, cityofchicago.org, right? And you can hit the HIV surveillance, right? That just tells you in the city of Chicago. But I call it my dating app. So when I'm traveling, speaking nationally, people use Christian Mingle and Tingle and what's the other ones they pull together and stuff. I'm like, I use AIDS View because it shows the number of cases, the prevalence, the number of cases in that community, right? And so
And it's per zip code, right?
it's per zip code, yes, yeah. So you can put it in. You can put in your zip code wherever you are. I like to do it when I'm going to talk to the students and stuff, and I say, "Oh, where are you from? I'm from the Wild Hunches. Okay, 600 cases of chlamydia. Wait. I'm from Lawndale. You're like, oh, 714 cases of gonorrhea. Wait, and then they start thinking about where they're dating.
Right.
They think about the person they're dating. Like, wait a minute, he lives on thus and so. What zip code is this, right? Or she lives on thus and so. Because that's exactly how we have to get the data all the way down to your zip code to tell you about your thing. So AIDS View is the one because.
So
we
what's the
know-
zip code with the least amount of chlamydia cases in Chicago?
Now the guy I met with that one, really and truly, no O'Hare, right? He's trying to talk smack. I said, dude. Ain't no cases. You just want to talk. Just say you're trying to talk, but don't say you want to further discuss what's going on in your area, in your zip code. I just told you, look it up, and you got 12 cases there, right? And that's just what we know of or something. So, yeah, there are some cases that are really low. I'll make sure I send everybody the site. But AIDS View is the one across the country, wherever you are, it tells you the number of people living with the virus. Now, let me be very clear. Let me say this. If they're living with the virus and they're medically compliant and they cannot pass the virus, right? If their viral load is undetectable, then they can't pass the virus. And then you can also take PrEP, the pill that
I'm
stops you
still
from
scared of that.
contracting the virus. Huh?
I'm still scared of that.
I got you, but you can also take PEP, right? So PEP is the post-exposure pill. So if you don't want to take a pill every day, we now have injectables and stuff, right? But if you have a great weekend this weekend, everything happened, you woke up and go,
Who are you? Oh, that's
now
messed
who
up.
are you? Within 72 hours, same as a birth control pill, the morning after pill, the Plan B. You can get you a Plan B and a PEP dose. And both we will stop you from getting pregnant and stop you from contracting the virus.
I'm saying a lot of women are choosing to be single now, and after listening to all of this, we might still continue to just choose to be
Somebody
single.
ain't choosing it.
'Cause
Still in
that's wild.